Who does he think he is? If that's the worst you got, put your fingers back to the key. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so bad. Tastes like you, sweeter. One night, one song. Thanks for the memories, thanks for the memories. Tastes like you, sweeter.
The final round of Monster Energy AMA Supercross gets underway right now on Speed. Monster Energy AMA Supercross fans have been making their way inside Sam Boyd Stadium all afternoon long. They've enjoyed a huge pit party outside the stadium. We've had a spectacular pre-race show and an outstanding flyover. But now it's championship time here in Las Vegas. Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship has come to Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada for the final round of the 2008 championship season. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside former Supercross Series champion Jeff Emig. It is championship night. We have crisscrossed the country. We've raced all over in domes and outside, and we're down to the final round. 2 riders, 1 championship, and probably the most unique racetrack we've seen all year, Jeff. So let's begin with Kevin Windham. He's the man who's second in the points. What does he have to do to win this championship tonight?
Well, first off, Kevin Windham needs to do what he's done the last 2 weeks, and that's go out and win the main event, get 25 points. But he also going to need a little bit of luck, because if he wins, Chad Reed's going to have to finish outside of the top 6. But Kevin Windham is on a roll. He's very strong. He's never been this close to the crown jewel of Supercross, and he wants it bad.
Yes, he does. And earlier today, we had a chance to catch up with Kevin and talk to him about just how bad he wants this elusive title.
I'm willing to fight the fight, you know, whatever it is, but at the same time, I want to win this championship. For me, it's not for a hatred of Chad or how we're at each other's throats right now. These things come and go, and we've seen this historically through the history of Supercross, and it comes from the dedication that we have to give to achieve this level, and the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to get here. And that's pretty much just shows how bad we want this championship, both of us, and we're willing to fight it out. So.
Well, here's a look at the point standings coming into the 17th and final round. Chad Reed by 10 over Kevin Windham. We also have a tremendous fight for third between Davey Millsaps and Andrew Short. But let's focus on Chad Reed. He's got a 10-point lead. 6th or better, no matter what Windham does, pretty much locks it up. So is this easy pickings for Reed?
Well, in 1997, I came in with a little bit of points lead, but I was a lot more nervous than Chad Reed. I don't think Chad Reed wants to just get that 6th or better. I think he wants to go out and win the main event. He's already qualified fastest. He'll go out in that heat race and win the main event, put an exclamation point on this season, and prove that he is the very best Supercross racer in the world. That's what I think.
Well, for more on the Chad Reed story, let's introduce you to the 3rd member of our broadcast crew. For progressive pre-race support, here's Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, the pressure and intensity of a championship are in full effect here this evening, as Chad Reed has led this whole entire way, all the way from the first round. Chad, obviously 10 points separate you and Kevin Windham. Tell us right now what the confidence level, and are you comfortable with the 10-point lead?
I feel awesome. You know, in practice I went out there and we messed up and we were late for the first one. I only got 3 laps in, and you know, still managed to get out there and put some decent laps together. I think I ended up 4th, and second one just went out there and used it to my advantage and went fast. And you know, we're on top, and I want to go out with a win. You know, I feel like I've led this thing from the beginning. I would much prefer my position with 10 up than being 10 down. And you know, I know what I got to do. I've been here before, and I'm really looking forward to it. I love Vegas, and love the track. It's going to be tough, it's going to be long, and I think that all plays into my favor.
Well, guys, you can expect it to heat up real fast as this main event starts here this evening. All bets are off.
Well, Aaron, the atmosphere inside Sam Boyd Stadium is absolutely electric. It's championship night. Reed and Windham.
Well, I try to do it right this time around. Let's start over. I try to do it right this time around.
Hunter in West Virginia used it to get off the perfect shot.
Night on hand here in Sam Boyd Stadium, championship night. We've had an outstanding afternoon, 80+ degree temperatures, and now a stunning night for racing. Just beautiful. We're going to have 2 heat races with the top 9 going straight to the main. Of course, we'll have a last chance qualifier, which will give us those final 2 riders to line up the gate. 20 riders, 20 laps, round 17 of 17 for 2008, and a championship title on the line. Well, let's kick things off by showing you the highlights from heat number 1. Millsaps on the 118. Gives the whole shot as they thunder out into the stadium.
Second with Nick Way third as they funnel down into the 180.
And now we have a 3-rider battle for second place as Andrew Short on his Honda has closed the gap. So it's KTM, Yamaha, and Honda all battling over second. Meanwhile, the Honda Davey Millsaps about 2.5 seconds out in front of these guys. Just saw him go off. Nick Short.
Nick Way messes up in the whoops. I think Sunny and Short, they're both by.
Short is up to third. Davey Millsaps, he is checked out. He's almost a full 6 seconds in front of his Honda teammate, Andrew Short.
Dominating. Millsaps one of those riders that does not have his contract done for next year. So this is why it's so important here. Come in this final race, put on a good showing. Plus, he's battling Andrew Short for that 3rd place. If you go from 4th to 3rd, the bonus, the dollars are significantly different.
Final corner, here he comes. Davey Millsaps takes the heat race win here in Sam Boyd Stadium. Here's the results from heat number 1. Millsaps the winner over Short. Subby with a nice ride to take 3rd. Kevin Johnson gets the final transfer spot. Jeff Gibson leads the pack off to the LCQ. Well, do you live for racing on 2 wheels? Check out speedtv.com for the latest motor racing news and results, plus the most in-depth commentary online. So race over to speedtv.com today, your online motorsports authority. One of the highlights of any Supercross is the opening ceremonies, and they were spectacular here in Vegas. The city is full of neon, but we blew up a lot of pyro here tonight. We'll be right back for more racing. Big crowd on hand here tonight at Sam Boyd Stadium as we're set to crown a champion. Chad Reed and Kevin Windham squared off in heat number 2. Here's a look at the highlights, and boy, could this be an indicator of what might be up in the main tonight. Just manages to keep the bike under it. Reed brought right back up to it.
And it's the left side of the whips each section that he's really working hard. They've got that Yamaha down.
Reed cuts back inside. And maintains the lead.
One Kevin Windham, he comes in here and he overjumps that little knuckle. See all the dirt come up. Chad Reed had the opportunity to really put on a dirty move there and really push him out, but he did. He opted to stay to the inside, keep it clean. Here to the inside, it's Reed.
Through the mobile section. Oh! What happened there, Jeff?
He got off the brakes. He knew that it was going to be a really sticky situation if he got in there with Windham. Like we said, tension is very high between these two. Chad Reed, that was a very clean move that he did. He showed a lot of respect.
Yeah, he did. Windham's going to close this one home. And you see Reed in the background. He's pretty good. Out in front of his Chad. results from heat number 2. Windham beats Reed for the first time head up tonight. Ferry, Preston, they're all going on to the main end. Manuel Rivas will go to the last chance qualifiers. Eric Sorby takes the last ticket to the main from the heat. Well, Aaron, that's a great way for Kevin Windham to begin his night.
What a confidence booster it must be, and the pressure is on for this championship more than ever. Kevin, at one point, Chad kind of snuck a wheel in on you. Did you feel that you had him covered at that point?
You know, I felt the pressure. That was awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I needed. Gives me the confidence for tonight in the main event, but he was riding good, but I don't know why he just didn't fight it out for 8 laps. I don't know what was going on with that, but man, I'm so stoked with the Geico Power Sports Honda this weekend. Planet Fitness, Amsoil, No Fear, all the guys, really working good. I want to end the season on a good note.
Tension is running high down here, guys, and only time will tell who's going to be crowned the new Supercross King.
Boy, you can see he's feeling it too, Aaron, and a lot of people were feeling it this afternoon. The pit party was rocking here in Vegas. Gorgeous weather, great time for everybody, and now they're all enjoying the racing as we get set to crown a champion here in Vegas. Nevada, the scene for the championship for the Monster Energy AMA Supercross title fight for 2008. It's been a good battle all year long, and it all comes down to the final round here in Vegas. It's been a big day at Sam Boyd Stadium for the winner of the Dude for a Day Supercross style contest. Arlene Fawcett and her son Peter are at the Supercross finale as a guest of speed in Kawasaki Motorsports. Earlier, she was presented with this brand new Kawasaki KX 450 motorcycle. She and her son have also been hanging out with the Kawasaki factory team. They got a tour of the Speed TV compound. Congratulations to Arlene Fawcett, the dude, or I guess we should say, Dudette for a Day, 08 Supercross style. Presented by Kawasaki. Let the good times roll. Well, the grandstands are full here in Sam Boyd Stadium as they've been enjoying the racing in anticipation of the main event. Hi, everybody. Once again, Ralph Sheen and Jeff Emig with you, and we've had some great racing so far tonight. Main event getting ready to get underway, and Jeff, we saw Kevin Windham beat Chad Reed in their heat race. Is that enough?
Well, it may be enough to win the event, but not the championship. If I'm Chad Reed, I'm feeling very good about the points lead that I have. But Davey Millsaps, Kevin Windham are both riding excellent tonight. I think we've seen a tremendous level of excellence for all of our top 4 points leaders right now. It's going to be a very tricky track, though. A lot can happen in this 20-lap main event. So Chad Reed has to keep it on 2 wheels, has to get a good start. He could be the champ.
Well, when it comes to winning championships, one guy who knows a lot about it is standing by with Aaron.
He is no stranger to winning championships, that's for sure. We've seen him race here on the Sam Boyd Stadium floor many of times, but tonight he's nothing but a spectator. Ricky Carmichael, the greatest of all time. Ricky, you have been in this position more than one time, but in 2006, just 2 points separated you and Chad Reed. What do you predict is going to happen tonight?
Well, I think, you know, for Kevin, he's just got to go out and do what he can do. He can't predict anything that happens behind him. He's got to go out and win the race and let the way the cars fall is the way they fall. If they work out to his advantage, they do. If they don't, then Reed's going to be the champion, which it's great to see it come down to the last race like this, and great for the fans, also really good for the sport, and I'm excited. You know, you just got to put your head down and do the best you can and hope for the best.
Ricky Carmichael taking a look at a track like this, he says he's happy to be sitting on the sidelines cheering on the sport.
Put your phone into gear with Green Alerts from Speed. Get the absolute latest racing news and results sent right to your phone. Text KX to 773333 on your mobile phone to receive free motorcycle racing text alerts. Speed Green Alerts presented by Kawasaki. Here are the final 2 riders to make a main event for 2008. It'll be Josh Hill with his first LCQ win, and joining him, Ryan Clark, as everybody else heads for the grandstands. We're going to head to commercial break, but when we come back, Sam Boyd Stadium's going to drop the gate on the final main event. Will the championship go to Chad Reed or Kevin Windham? It all comes down to the next 20 laps and 20 riders in the gate and a championship on the line. You don't want to miss it.
I'm Chad Reed. I want to be your 2008 Supercross champion.
Hi, I'm Kevin Windham, and I deserve to be your 2008 Supercross champion.
I have run the entire season on a campaign of winning.
Throughout my campaign, I have been consistent in my finishes. I've never let you down and finished outside the top 5.
8 times I've reached the checkered flag first.
I've won my share of races, sure, but I am a candidate you can count on. My opponent has made some mistakes this season, and he will again. And when he does, I will be there to capitalize.
As champion, you know I won't quit on you, just as I have not quit on this championship.
I've been here race in and race out for 13 seasons, and I'm ready not only to lead, but to win this championship.
I beat my opponent before, and I can do it again. I'm Chad Reed, the number 22 Yamaha.
I'm Kevin Windham, rider of the number 14 Honda, and I approve this message.
This race will not be decided at the polls, but on the track, man to man. Yamaha versus Honda. Windham takes on Reed. One final time for the 2008 Monster Energy Supercross title. I'll tell you what, I'd vote for either one of them.
Oh, yeah, it's been such a great season. 2 great candidates, but this is it, Ralph.
Here we go. It's time for the main event. And, Jeff, let's take a look at this really wild racetrack and our MX versus ATV Untamed track map.
Well, I'm telling you, there is some tricky whoops, a tough whoop section. Whole shot award's going to be right here at the ski jump. Start is going to be the key to tonight.
As we get set for the main, let's check in with Aaron Bates for progressive pre-race report.
Even though the tension is thick and the vibe is intense, there was still a little bit of fun that managed to come in today. If you recall last year, we showed you a shot of Honda team manager Eric Kehoe sporting some short shorts around track walk. Well, that's because he lost a bet to Davey Millsaps. This year, who showed up wearing some Daisy Dukes? That would be Davey Millsaps himself. That's because he lost a bet of who could do the most pull-ups. Well, Davey didn't shave his legs today. It was a little bit of an ugly sight, but we've been calling him Davey Nuke all day long.
Yeah, let's just hope those guys don't bet next year. Yeah. You can't get any much worse than this. Here's Josh Hansen on the Hart Huntington team carrying the onboard camera. There's a look all the way down outside the stadium for that first corner, Jeff. And you were saying you think that really is maybe where this race could be decided.
Well, it could be key if the riders get pushed wide off the track. There's not a lot of soil there. I'm telling you, the tension is high. This is it. This is the crown jewel of Supercross racing. This is what every racer, every team wants right here.
Starting grid, going across the top of the screen. Championship about to be decided. Coming out of that first corner, making their way towards the stadium out of Monster Alley. Here they come. Davey Millsaps with Kevin Windham right behind him. Millsaps gets the whole shot. Oh, they stack up.
3 Hondas off the start. They all drag race to the progressive hole shot. Millsap takes it. Do you see how aggressive Windham was? He wanted that lead right away.
Chad Reed is in 7. If Kevin Windham gets the lead and wins and they stay this way, Windham would be the champion.
And Reed he's back in the pack. It's a very difficult track here tonight. A lot of mistakes can be made.
Here comes Windham trying to catch Millsaps through the whoops. That's not going to be easy. Where is Reed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's in 6. No matter what happens, if he stays here, he'd be champion.
6th or better, Reed is the champion. Difficult track, dangerous track here tonight.
He's got Tim Ferry right in front of him on the Kawasaki, the green machine.
Nick way up front, but without leaders, Davey Millsap and Andrew Short, they are both fighting for 3rd place in the championship, so they've got their own battle going on.
Points as of now, Windham loses it by 3.
When we talked to Windham a couple weeks ago, remember? 3 was the number he said, I would rather lose by 30 than by 3.
Yeah.
You're so close, Kevin Windham.
He's working to the outside, trying to cut it back inside on his Honda stablemate.
Who's fighting for 3rd in the championship? He's 1 point behind Andrew Short, who sets at 3rd.
Exactly. So he should exactly move over and let Windham by.
Here's Windham to the left side. You see him just really lighting up the rear tire. Can he get the inside line through the whoops? Not yet.
Millsaps with 2 wins on the year. Thought he was going to get another one. Here's Reed coming up the inside of Nick Way, and he just blitzes past the KTM rider. That'll put him in 4th.
4th place. That will secure the championship for Chad Reed, riding a very smart race. Has been challenged so much this year. Beginning of the season, unbeatable. End of the season has just been horrible. But that points lead that he padded up with all those 8 wins, now this is where it's coming into play. Great position and not have to win the championship.
You know, Jeff, as we watched the race last week in Seattle, it seemed to all of us that Davey Millsaps kind of opened the door to let Chad Reed by. He's not doing the same thing for his his own stablemate now.
He is definitely not, but like we said, it's still early in this main event. Only on the 3rd lap. A lot of racing going on here.
Nothing but red bikes in front of Chad Reed. It's a sight he has seen a lot of this year.
And last week, after the race in Seattle, I think he had some harsh words for the Red Riders, especially Andrew Short, who sits right in front of him.
He was very unhappy,
thinking that this pass, or when Short retaliated, that there was something malicious there. I looked at it a different way. You know, Short is challenging for 3rd in the championship, and he was fighting for his best Supercross finish ever. Chad Reed, though, on the other hand, is very understandable that he would not see it that way. It's all about him. He's the points leader. But that's how it goes. It's a tough business here.
Davey Millsaps has not been on the podium since Detroit. He won there when it was a 6th in St. Louis, a 4th in Seattle. He's trying to finish off the Supercross season with a win. Chad Reed. Here comes Windham inside of Millsaps. Through Monster Alley.
It's a drag race. Windham on the outside.
Over the ski jump. Side by side. To the outside. Boy, he just can't get it completed there.
Wow, they raced that really clean there. See Millsap pull out of the way, took a look over. He's not giving Windham an inch here.
No, he's
really,
not.
At this point, he's fighting for the win. But look at Windham right there. So, just tiptoed around the inside. That perfect technique that he has. Here it is.
On the inside. Textbook move by Kevin Windham. That gives him the lead as they charge back into the whoops. He pushes Millsaps wide. Coming to the finish line jump. Millsaps cannot get back around him.
That is very popular with this crowd here in Las Vegas. They have really been on Kevin Windham's side.
The boos were a lot louder for Reed as they introduced him, but not for Kevin Windham. It is definitely a crowd pulling for the 14. But all that being said, Jeff, if Chad Reed holds on and wins this championship, he has earned absolutely every bit of it.
Oh, there's no doubt that he's had just these awesome rides earlier in the season, or early when James Stewart was in the championship. That the first couple of races, Chad Reed's intensity, he was ready to go after the champ. The champ was out with a knee injury, so now Chad Reed became the heir apparent.
Davey Millsaps is down. There you see him. The 118 has fallen. That'll move Reed up to 3rd, and it puts Short in 2nd. That's the corner right after the ski jump.
That's going to put Millsaps back around 7th place, just behind Summy, who's having a pretty good ride. Put him up there in 6th. Nick Wade, running 5th right now. He's got a great ride going on also.
There's your top 3 coming to the finish line jump. There's Windham. Here comes Short, who's still looking for his first win, and maybe the 2008 champion, Chad Reed.
I've been in this position here where you don't have to win here in Vegas to win the championship. And it's tough. Once you hit about lap 10, everything's nice, mellow, you got a nice position, then you start thinking about it. But this is Chad's 2nd championship. I was only fortunate enough to win 1, you know, and it's much easier the 2nd time around.
Well, Chad won back in 2004, but Jeff, the one thing we haven't seen yet, but it's coming, lap traffic.
Lap traffic could play a role here. Just such a difficult track because it's so dry slick.
Well, Reed marching his way towards the front, closing in on Andrew Short. Championship at stake here on Speed.
2003 World Supercross Champion. 2004 AMA Supercross Champion. Riding on the Yamaha 450F for Team L&M Racing. The greatest motocross rider in the universe. Introducing Chad Reed.
He's doing it again.
The battle for 2nd continues to heat up here at Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, the season finale of the 2008 Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship season. Windham leads the race. Here comes Andrew Short, his teammate, Honda, right back behind him in 2nd, and he's got Chad Reed closing in behind him. Short has finished 3rd 4 times this year, but not in 2nd, and he's not going to just move over to let Reed by. And right now, the championship would be a 5-point difference, and Reed would be crowned once again.
That is so close, and anything can happen right here.
Over the big triple jump into the whoops. Reed closing in. Well, Short and Reed, they've been battling at it for the last couple of weeks, Aaron.
They have indeed, guys, and today Reed got a little retaliation back on Short during second practice. He stuffed him in one of the corners. Maybe that was his way of getting back at him. Maybe we're about to see it here once again.
Well, he's got to be careful because it would cost him a lot more if there was a problem with that retaliation in the race as opposed to practice.
Yeah, that's not the way either of these riders or these teams are necessarily raced, but man, you could think there might be a nice little bonus involved.
Jeff, here's something to keep in mind. Let's say something happens between these two and Reed, for some reason, gets knocked down. He's got to finish within the top 6, even if Kevin Windham wins, to hang on to the championship. Well, 6th place right now is Tim Ferry. He's 15 seconds back behind Windham. He's about 11 seconds behind Reed. So he'd have that much time to get going again.
Yeah, but I've been watching Reed pretty closely here. He's staying really loose. He's actually keeping his ground. He's really good through this whoop section. Watch him. He comes into this with so much momentum. And that little section there, as you enter the whoops, is a section that in my racing career I really had a lot of problems with. Great Supercross racers like Chad Reed, 30-plus wins. That's where they excel. You see right here now, he's right on the back of Andrew Short, just really closing in. Right there, he just pulled back in line. Didn't try to take that inside line. Just right here. But right now, Andrew Short is just backing up, and Chad Reed is not doing anything crazy. Just riding a good, smooth race here, good pace.
Halfway through this race, I talked to Yamaha team manager Larry Brutch earlier today, and he said to me, he goes, we want to win this race, but we're not going to do anything foolish. If we see, based on the points, where Chad is at, if he's not leading this thing, I'm going to make sure he doesn't do anything crazy. I want him to just finish in the points and take this championship.
Yeah, and sometimes it seems like it would be so apparent, and racers' mentality is they want to go win every race because hey, if he wins this race, he gets another win in the record books, which when it's all said and done, you're like, wow, I kind of gave that one up. Chad Reed, very determined racer, wouldn't want to do that, but takes the team manager to have that, have that word of advice to just reiterate what the,
Almost side by side, coming up the corner, and Reed. Oh, that was all about intimidation, wasn't it?
That was a little bump there on Short, just to kind of ensure that he has a couple of bike links in between him and Short, so there's no retaliation.
And the Reed fans came to life on that as their man now moves to second.
Well, let's take a look here. Chad Reed gets to the outside, and just as he's done so many times, so many riders, just squares it up so quick through his turns. Just kind of blocks Andrew Short there. Nothing major, but Kevin Windham, this has been his race. Unfortunately, as the positions are right now, will not be his championship.
All right, so Kevin Windham is now working his way in the lap traffic. So he's done everything he can now to get into the lead of this thing. Now he needs some help somewhere else to get Reed outside the top 6.
Yeah, that's going to switch up the points a little bit. And with about 9.5 laps to go, this thing finishes up like this. Kevin Windham will be just shy of the championship. Chad Reed here, 22 on the Yamaha, he will be your champion, and Chad will be ecstatic knowing that he just put together another fabulous Supercross season. Kevin Windham, on the other hand, will go home back to Mississippi and say, okay, how many points did I lose by? And go back mentally through each and every race. Where did I leave those points on the table?
On board the Hart Huntington helmet cam of Josh Hansen, and there you see just in front of him, Chad Reed.
Josh Hansen actually running in about 17th right now.
Debut ride for this team. Here's our progressive whole shot replay.
You can see Reed on the inside there. The 22 definitely did not have it. And look at the drag race down to the ski jump. Davey Millsaps, great start. He's got quite a few hole shots this year.
Boy, Windham and Millsaps almost took each other out in that first corner there too after the ski jump. Kevin Windham has 4 wins this year. The last 2 races, St. Louis and Seattle included in that. But the biggest win came in that historic and epic mud race in Daytona earlier this year. That was win number 2 for Windham. The first one came in his home race in Houston on a racetrack that he actually designed. So he will have won 3 races in a row, 5 for the season. We can hang on
Hill, we just seen go by on the Yamaha. He's running fourth, and Nick Way, one of his best main events of the season here on the KTM.
He has in
Running in fifth place.
Yeah.
Has a good start there. His starts have really suffered this year. And this is a rider that was very down. He had the potential to be inside the top 5. KTM hired him, spent a lot of money on him. He's counting on these type of rides.
8 to go. Millsaps is back to 6th. Fighting his way in. There he is. He gets inside of Hansen. And Davey Millsaps is trying to fight his way through. What a good year it's been for Honda all the way around. They've got to be very happy compared to where they were in 07.
Yeah, they definitely, with the factory connection here, with Kevin Windham, the lights riders on that team.
And a battle for the lead developing here. Maybe Chad Reed is going to get a shot to put an exclamation point on this championship.
I'm telling you guys, he's inched closer to Kevin Windham. Like I said pre-race, I think he wants to go out and win this main event. He's going to be smart about it, but if he's feeling it, which he is now, obviously, he's got to put the exclamation point on this series. Really put the Chad Reed stamp, the 22, right on.
Reed has not won a race since Dallas. He won Toronto and Dallas back-to-back. Then he was 12th in Detroit. That's where he got hurt so bad. But he battled back, finished second in St. Louis and Seattle.
How many times do we talk about how the champions, it's their bad races that they manage those? Chad Reed, when he was hurt at the 12th,
damage control all the way. And the crowd is on their feet now. They're sensing a great battle. Here it comes. Windham on the 14, the red Honda, and the blue Yamaha, Chad Reed. These two title combatants have gone at it all year, and they're going to do it one more time here in Vegas.
This could get sticky here. This is for the championship. Chad Reed really pouring it on. Very comfortable. Oh, he's got the line.
Side by side through the whoops. Oh, no contact. A lot of respect. And Reed takes the lead.
That gaps Windham right there, really. By putting him wide in that off-camber turn. I'll tell you, Reed is really flying right now. He is really dialed in.
And that was about as smooth as you can get it.
Remember what I was talking about earlier, entry speed into the whoops. Chad Reed and that Yamaha have been dialed in his whole career and getting into the whoop section with a lot of momentum. Just made that pass on Windham, made it look easy. And that's because he enters the whoops fast. On a night like tonight where the whoops are really dry slick, there's not a lot of traction for the rear tire to really stick in. So you can't build momentum. You can only have it from the beginning. So he comes right out the turn, just flying. Chad Reed, wow, what a way to end this championship.
Aaron, what's the pit board saying for Kevin Windham?
Well, guys, lap 14, Kevin Windham coming around here. His mechanic, Brian, is holding it out. It says, be mean. You can do it. Kevin Windham doesn't seem to have a mean bone in his body, but when it comes to Chad Reed, we might just see a little extra fire out of him.
Well, at this stage of the deal, it's all about heart. But, you know, we talked about Reed and Windham, Jeff, and neither one of them are going to run the outdoor season. They're going to get some time off here before the 09 season gets started. Both of them going to maybe mess around with some four-wheel stuff, but they also both seem to feel like they've got a lot of years of Supercross left. Kevin Windham telling us today he really feels like he's completely reborn and rejuvenated his career, and he thinks he actually has another 5 years of Supercross competition. Good hard racing left in it.
Yeah, he said he wants to break the mold, but I'll tell you right now, this has got to be devastating for the number 14. Here's the Chad Reed fans going crazy. Just devastating for him, knowing that he had the lead here, could take another win this season. But series points through the champion from 2004, showing why he should be our candidate for Supercross champion.
I tell you, Chad Reed and that injured shoulder at Detroit, no matter how hurt he really was, he has proven once again how gritty a competitor he is. I've not seen many athletes in professional motorsports put up with the pain that Chad Reed has done time and time again over his career, going back over the last few years. It's just tremendous how he battles through it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Just really a determined racer, and Supercross has really been his bag. 35 wins, I think it is, upwards. I mean, that's incredible. It's third all-time only 32. Second being Ricky Crawford. Of course, with the all-time wins list in Supercross competition.
Chad told me earlier this year that one of the keys to his makeup is how stubborn he is. And to battle through pain like that, Jeff, you have to be very stubborn. You have to be able to block it out.
Yeah, and he's had just a whole string of races in a row. Hasn't missed one in a very long time.
The other thing that's going to happen here, if Kevin Windham can hang on and finish second, is that he will have finished in the top 5 in all 17 races this year, and he will be the only rider to do that.
Yeah, that's an incredible feat. Getting back to Reed there, this is 97th consecutive start. Some of those races in there, he's had to ride with quite a bit of pain. That's actually second all-time, only 13 races shy of McGrath's record.
And it will be the 35th win for Chad Reed, and he continues to march up the ladder of the greats.
He's just been awesome right now.
You know, we talked to Chad earlier, as you see the pit board from his mechanic. +5, that's the amount of seconds, 3 laps to go. We talked to Chad about his position in the lineup of great Supercross racers.
Be third on all times list is pretty cool, and it's not something that's important to me, but it's something that's very special. You know, I grew up watching these guys race, and you know, to be here and be competitive and to be third is really cool. You know, I think I'm not so far behind RC, and he's the greatest of all time. You know, I think I raced in an era where there was a lot of you know, great competitors. You know, with Ricky and James and Kevin, and you know, basically we're the 4 guys that have won races over the last, you know, since I've been here now too.
Well, it might not be important to him right now, but when he finally retires, it's very impressive.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Chad Reed.
Well, and then in that heat race, when he was pressuring Windham, and then he kind of backed off. It's questionable. Okay, is he going to ride this race easy, or is he that confident in his ability to go out and win the race tonight? He did not start up front.
No, and I'll tell you something else. For anybody that says he only won this because James Stewart wasn't here, they're crazy. Because head up in the opening round in Anaheim, Chad Reed came out smoking. He was prepared and ready to go. And the only time he went head-to-head with James, they split it 1-on-1. They each took a win, and they were ready to really battle it hard this year.
Yeah, they definitely were. And, you know, that race, the second race that Stewart won, Chad Reed was right there. It was one of those tracks where they were just wheel to wheel. And so all that hard work, that determination has really helped Chad Reed. It helped to carry him through this, a bit of a bad spell. Like I was saying, I just had the feeling here that Chad Reed wanted to go out on a good note. You can see he's really gapped Windham right now. Windham's about 7 or 8 seconds behind. Yeah. And you just, you know, it just starts to slip away.
1 lap to go, and Chad Reed will be champion. He has just lapped Heath Voss. That is 11th. David Vuillemin is in 10th. He is right in front of him. And speaking of David Vuillemin, he told me earlier today, this is probably his last Supercross in the United States. He's planning on retiring from Supercross competition here, thinking that maybe he'll run outdoor motocross in the GPs in Europe next year.
We wish him luck, and this is the last one for the champ. As the crowd's going to go crazy as the number 22 comes back down Monster Alley for one last time.
And Jeff, what a year it has been for Chad Reed. I mean, he has left some other wins on the table. Had Daytona in the bag.
Yeah,
and the bike
in the bag. What
blew
an
up on him,
ride, yeah.
you know, 2-3 corners from the finish as he starts to celebrate. Chad Reed busted up his shoulder. Most riders would still be in traction after a crash like that. Chad Reed, damage control finished 12th that night. That kept him alive in the points. Here he is, half a lap away from a championship, his second in his career.
Chad Reed just taking it easy. I'm telling you, he is definitely securing his place in the history of Supercross as one of the greatest of all time.
Well, he wanted your vote for champion, and he's just been elected. Chad Reed will do it. His second Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship. He wins the 2008 title. Begins. Chad Reed is the champ. You've seen the way a champion celebrates. Big burnout by the now two-time winner, and that party's going to go right down to the strip tonight, I guarantee it. Here are the results. Reed beats Windham in the race and in the championship. Andrew Short will finish in front of Davey Millsaps, and that will give him third in the championship. Josh Hill comes home fourth, and you can see Heath paused in 11th.
Excellent effort.
Well, Aaron, he is now a two-time winner, and that puts him in some very unique category. Here's for the presentation of the #1 plates.
Well, Chad, you did it. The 2008 AMA FIM Supercross champion. Congratulations on behalf of AMA Racing and the FIM.
Chad Reed sporting the #1 plate for the second time in his Supercross career. Chad, you overcame an injury and a bunch of mistakes this season, a wild ride at that. How difficult was this championship for you this year?
I mean, it was a tough one. You know, I had to fight all the way to the end, and it was unbelievable. I think it's the sweetest one and the sweetest season yet. You know, we fought through a lot of ups and downs, and I gave it everything I got every time I was on the track, and that's what I'm proud of. You know, champ or not champ, and I want to thank everybody that was behind us. Man, Yamaha gave us a bike that was a lot more competitive than last year, and it was just made my job a lot easier. You know, I went out there and just worked my butt off for May last year. All the guys at Salmon, Wow, Fusion, man, Thorpe, Arts Unlimited, Bridgestone, Scott. If I forgot anyone, sorry, but this feels really special, and I want to thank Kevin for fighting all the way to the end. And being in top 5, man, you kept it going all year long, and respect for that, and it kept me on my toes the whole year. It was a lot of fun, and that's where the sweat comes from.
Congratulations on a sweet victory.
Thanks a lot.
Woo. What an incredible championship for Chad Reed, and he's going to celebrate right here.
I'm telling you.
Right down on the strip in Las Vegas, because the Supercross title is always wrapped up here in Las Vegas. It's all about the road to Vegas. We come down here for that first weekend of May, Sam Boyd Stadium. A tremendous way to wrap it up. They'll have the banquet tomorrow. Chad will pick up a lot of cash and a big trophy.
A big trophy.
For wrapping that up. And he beats Kevin Windham by 13 points for the championship.
Just an incredible season. He just really put his heart and soul into it.
Aaron.
Well, guys, the expression on his face says it all. Kevin, you gave it everything you had out there tonight, but it seems as though you lost a little bit of wind. Were you kind of calculating the math going through your head and just sort of gave up?
No, not really. I saw him riding good all night, and I saw him up there from the start, and it would have been a miracle for him to throw it away or something. So, you know, I wasn't thinking much about the championship. I was struggling with the whoops all night, man. He was gaining on me a lot in the heat race there. And I struggled in the main and made a couple bobbles, you know. And I don't know what I can attribute it to. I really didn't think much about the championship because it would have taken a major foul on his part. But you know, I wanted to ride my own ride. I didn't do that, so I'm a little bummed. But I got to hold my head high and think about how good this season really was for me.
Congratulations on a great season at that. And Andrew Short wrapping up 3 consecutive third-place finishes, puts you 3rd overall in this season. Did you do what you set out to do?
Yeah, when I saw Davey go down, I knew there was an opportunity right there. And like you said, it's been a good end to the season. Really happy to get my Honda up front. And, you know, finish the season off strong, so I'm pretty happy.
Crazy season for everybody out here. Congratulations once again.
Thanks.
So 2008 is wrapped up. That's in the history books. But now we got to start looking forward to 2009. If you want to know what the schedule is, I know Jeff and I do, go to supercrossonline.com in the coming weeks. You'll find it there. Well, that's how a champion celebrates. For Aaron Bates, Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Las Vegas. Congratulations to the newly crowned champ, Chad Reed.